Hi students, welcome to my channel Dr. Physics, and in this video we are going to study about free falling body and vertically projected body. Okay, before knowing about these concepts, we should know what is acceleration due to gravity. Everyone knows this. Already you guys know already about this acceleration due to gravity. What is acceleration due to gravity? Acceleration due to gravity. Okay, now see here. And it will be given by a symbol G. Okay. Now what is acceleration due to gravity? Now see here. Whatever be the object, when it is left freely, it has to be attracted by the earth. Always the earth will attract all the object towards its surface. Now if this is the earth, whatever be the object, when it is left freely, always there will be some gravitational force which is acting towards the surface. And the gravitational force direction will be always towards the center of the earth. This is the gravitational force direction. That means the body will fall in this direction like this. Now if this is the body object, this object also will be attracted by the earth towards the center. That means like this. The gravitational force acting on the body because by the earth will be in this direction. If this is the object, this object will also be attracted by the earth in this direction towards the center. That means all the objects will be attracted by the earth towards its center. The direction will be always towards its center. That means whatever be the objects I kept like this will be attracted. That means they are attracted by some force. What is the force? That is gravitational force. And this gravitational force is given by the formula. What is it? M into G. There is nothing but weight of the object. Where G is nothing but here acceleration due to gravity. Where G is nothing but acceleration due to gravity. That means whenever I left a body, the body will start to move downwards with an acceleration G. That is nothing but acceleration due to, what is the value of it? The value of acceleration due to gravity is 9.8 meters per second square. And this G value will change from place to place. On an average, you are taking it as 9.8 meters per second square. And when you are solving the problems, you will take it as 10 meters per second square. Unless they mention, you take it as 10. If they mention in the question, take G value as 9.8, you take it as 9.8. If they didn't mention anything about the value of G, you take it as 10. Okay, now you got acceleration due to gravity. That means, whenever I left a body freely, the velocity of the body will be increased by this much amount every second. Here the velocity of the body is 0. After 1 second, the velocity of the body will be 10 meters per second. After again 1 second, the velocity of the body will be 20 meters per second. That means at every second, the velocity will be increased by this much value. That is nothing but the acceleration, right? Therefore, the acceleration by which the body will fall when I left freely is nothing but acceleration due to gravity. And this value is 10 meters per second square. Okay, well and good. Now we will study about the free falling body and vertically projected body. Now see here. Okay, now free falling body. Okay, now see here. Free falling body. That means I am leaving a body freely. That means the initial velocity of the body is 0 from a certain height h. That means this is the surface of the earth, and I am leaving the object from a certain height. What is the height? H. And when I left it freely, what is the initial velocity? The initial velocity is 0. I am not throwing it down like this. I am simply leaving it. When I leave it, what is the initial velocity? The initial velocity is 0. Now as the body is coming down, that means the acceleration downwards will be always positive. See here, the force of the earth is in downward direction. That means the force is acting in this direction. The acceleration will be in the same direction of force. That means if the force of the earth is in downwards, the acceleration is downwards. That means that we should take the downward acceleration as positive. Like this. Downward acceleration, you should take it as positive G, and upward, when the body is moving upwards, then I will take the G value as negative. Now I am using the same thing. Now G value is positive. That means as the body is coming down, what will happen? Because of the acceleration, the body velocity gradually increases, and finally the velocity of the body here is V. The velocity of the body which is hitting the surface is V. Now what is the time taken by the body to move from here to here? The time taken is T. Now we will find this V and this T. Now see here. V square is equal to U square plus 2AS. What is the final velocity of the body? That is V square. What is the initial velocity of the body? That is 0 plus 2 into what is the acceleration of the body? The body is moving down with an acceleration g. Therefore, g into what is the s? S is nothing but displacement. What is the displacement? The displacement traveled by the body is how much? From here to here. That means h. Therefore, what is the velocity of the body hitting the ground? The velocity of the body hitting the ground is v is equal to root of 2gh. Please remember this. Whenever I left a body freely, the velocity of the body hitting the ground is root of 2gh. Okay, well and good. Now what is the time taken? What is the time taken? How can I find the time taken? Now see here. S is equal to ut plus half a t square. Now what is S? S is nothing but the height traveled by the body. That means h. What is initial velocity? The initial velocity of the body is 0. Therefore 0 plus half into what is the acceleration when the body is coming down. When the body is coming down, the acceleration is positive. Therefore g. What is the time? That is t square. Therefore 2h by g is equal to t square. Therefore the time is root of 2h by g. Okay, well and good. I got the time. That means when I left a body freely from a height h, the time taken by the body to reach the ground is root of 2h by g. Okay, well and good. Now what is the distance travelled by the body in nth second? The distance travelled by the body in nth second is given by the formula u plus a into n minus 1 by 2. What is the distance travelled by the body in first second? And when I left freely, the initial velocity is 0. That means the body will travel only some distance, very little distance. Therefore, the distance travelled by the body in first second is s1, which is equal to 0 plus what is acceleration? That is g into 1 minus 1 by 2, where n is nothing but 1, first second. There is nothing but g by 2. What is the distance travelled by the body in second second? That means at 1 second the body is somewhere here. At 1 second the body is here. In second second, how much the body will travel? The body will be somewhere here. That means the distance travelled by the body in second second is h2, this much. Therefore h2 is how much? Same formula, that is g into n is equal to 2 minus 1 by 2. There is nothing but g into 4 minus 1 is 3 by 2. What is the distance travelled by the body in third second? G into 5 by 2. That means at every second the distance travelled by the body is gradually increasing. Here the body travel is g by 2, first second, and in second the body travel is g into 3 by 2, and in third second the body travel a distance of g into 5 by 2. That means at every second the distance travelled by the body is increasing. That means, see here, initially the body is here. In 1 second the body will be somewhere here. In second second the body will be somewhere here. In third second the body will be somewhere here. That means at every second the distance travelled by the body is increasing because of the increasing in the velocity. Here the velocity is 0, the body will move slowly. Here the velocity is some more, not 0. Therefore the body will rush up. Again, as the body is coming down, the velocity is increasing. Therefore the body will move very fast. That means it will rush up. It will travel a large distance. Therefore the distance is gradually increasing. What is the ratio of them? What is the ratio of the distance travelled by the body in every second, alternate seconds? S1 is to S2 is to S3, so on is nothing but, what is the ratio? G by 2 is to G by 3G by 2 is to 5G by 2. There is no more G by 2 is cancelled. What is the answer? 1 is to 3 is to 5. That is the distance travelled by the body in every second. First second is to second is to third second is 1 is to 3 is to 5. Please remember this. Okay, well and good. Now, they told to find the distance travelled in the first second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 4 seconds. That means, how can I find that? Now see here. I think this is clear. Now we will see one more. What is the distance travelled by the body in 1 second? That is ut plus half a t square. That is initial velocity is 0. Half into g, time is 1. Therefore, t square. Now what is the distance travelled by the body in 2 seconds, not second. 2 seconds. Ut is 0 plus half into g into 2 square. Time is 2 seconds. What is the distance travelled by the body in 3 seconds? Not third second, 3 seconds. That is 0 plus half into g into 3 square. Now what is told to find the ratio? If they told to find the ratio, what is the distance travelled by the body in every alternate seconds? First second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 4 seconds. How much? S1 is to S2 is to S3 is nothing but g by 2 will be cancelled off. Everywhere answer will be 1 square is to 2 square is to 3 square, so on. If answer is 1 is to 4 is to 9 is to 16, so on. That means in 1 second the body travels this much, in 2 seconds the body travels this much, in 3 seconds the body travels this much. This is in every second. That means first second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds. Previous one is individual seconds. First second, second second, third second. Please differentiate the both. Previous one is individual seconds, but this one is the whole time. First second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 4 seconds. Whole. First second, distance travel is S1. Second, 2 seconds, distance travel will be this much. 3 seconds, distance travel will be this much. 4 seconds, distance travel will be this much. Starting point is same, but the distance is increasing. But if they told to find individual seconds, first second this much, second second this much, third second this. Therefore, the ratios are 1:3:5. Here the ratios are 1:4:9:16. Please differentiate them. Okay, this free falling body, well and good. Now they told to find the time and velocities and height for a vertically projected body. That means a projected body upwards, like this. Vertically projected body. Vertically projected body. Now see, I am standing on the ground and I am projecting the body with certain velocity u. Initially the velocity is u. Now in which direction the acceleration will lie? The acceleration is downwards. When the body is moving upwards, the acceleration direction is upward acceleration. If downward acceleration is positive, the upward acceleration must be negative. That means as the body is moving up, the velocity gradually decreases, and finally at some certain height, the velocity becomes 0. That is the maximum height attained by the body. That means this is the ground and this is the body. I am projecting this body with a certain velocity u, and as the upward acceleration is, downward acceleration is positive, upward acceleration is, g is negative. That means g is negative means retardation. That means the velocity has to decrease. Therefore, the velocity is gradually decreases, and finally it is becoming 0 at this point. That means the height achieved by this body when the velocity is becoming 0 is h. That is nothing but h max. That is the maximum height the body can achieve when I projected a body with a certain velocity u. Now h max you have to find. Now what is the time? The time taken by the body to move from here. That means the time taken by the body to achieve maximum height is t. When the body is moving up, we will call it as time of ascent. And when the body is coming down, we will call it as time of descent. That is this Td. This Ta. Okay. Now they want to find h max and Ta. How can I find? Same equations. V square is equal to u square plus 2s. S is equal to ut plus half a t square. Same equations we use. Now v square is equal to u square plus 2as. What is the final velocity? The final velocity is 0. What is the initial velocity? The initial velocity is u square plus 2 into what is the acceleration? When the body is moving up, the acceleration is negative. Therefore, minus g. What is the height traveled? The height traveled is h max. Therefore, what is h max? H max, the maximum height traveled by the body when it is achieving velocity, final velocity is 0 is how much? U square by 2g. That is the maximum height achieved by the body when it is projected with the velocity. That is, what is the vertical velocity? The vertical velocity is u. Therefore, u square by 2g. Please remember this, u square by 2g, where u is a vertically projected velocity. Okay. Now what is the time of that? What is the time taken by the body to achieve maximum height? The time taken by the body to achieve maximum height is, I can find by using this formula. V is equal to u plus at. What is the final velocity? 0. What is the initial velocity? U. What is the acceleration? Acceleration is minus g plus what is the time? That is time of ascent. Therefore, time of ascent is given by u by g. That means the time taken by the body to achieve maximum height is u by g, where u is the vertical velocity. Please remember this. If you guys are good in this free falling body and vertical projected body, then only the projectile motion in 2D chapter will be very easy. I will make it very simple when you are studying the projectile motion. If you guys are clear in this, the height achieved by the body is u square by 2g, where u is a vertical velocity. The time of ascent is u by g, where u is a vertical velocity. Please remember this, vertical velocity. Now, what is the relation between Ta and Td? Time of ascent and time of descent. Now see, the body is moving up, the velocity is gradually decreasing, finally becoming 0. Once the velocity becomes 0, the body won't further move upwards. The body will stop there. The body is moving like this, finally the velocity is 0, the body will stop here. When the body is stopping, what happens? The acceleration is now acting downwards. That means the body will start to fall down. The velocity again gradually increases. That means when it is going up, it is okay. But when it is coming up, when it is coming down, it is exactly equal to the free falling body. When it is coming down, once it is achieved the final velocity, maximum height, then after that it is exactly equal to the free falling body. That means what is the time taken by the body to reach again the ground? Time of ascent is u by g. What is the time taken by the body to reach the ground again? How much? From a height. What is the height? U square by 2g. Now keep it here. What is the time taken by the body to reach the ground from a certain height h? H is how much? U square by 2g. How much? If you keep here, what you will get? 2 into u square by 2g into g. There is nothing but u by g. That means when I left a body from certain height h is how much? U square by 2g. This much of height, if I left it, the body will take to come down. Time will u by g time. That means the time of ascent, the time of descent is always same. Always the time of ascent is equal to time of descent. That means if the body is taking 2 seconds to go maximum height, from there the body will take again 2 seconds to come down. Please remember this. Time of ascent is equal to time of descent. Now what is the total time? Total time of flight. The total time of flight is nothing but how much? To go up as well as to come down. That means TA plus TD. There is nothing but u by g and plus u by g. That means nothing but time of flight is 2u by g. The time of flight is nothing but to go up and to come down. So both the time is nothing but to go up u by g and to come down u by g. What's the total time taken? 2u by g. Please remember this. Maximum height achieved by the body, time of ascent, and time of ascent is always equal to time of descent, that is u by g. It is nothing but root of 2h by g, where h is the maximum, that is u square by 2g. Now what is the time of flight? 2u by g. That's all. This vertically projected body. That's nothing to learn. Just remember how we are calculating. We use the formulas. I use the formula, I got the values. Just understand how we got the formulas. Don't by heart the formulas. Try to understand. If you try to understand when you're solving the problems, you can derive by yourself. Within fraction of seconds, you can derive the formulas. Don't by heart the formulas. Please understand how we got that. Okay. Now see here. Okay, now see here. I'll give few important tips and few important points to remember. You have to remember these things. Now see here. First one. The body is projected with a velocity u, and the body is moving upwards and it is reaching the maximum height h max, and finally the velocity of the body is 0. The time taken by the body to move from here to here is TA, that is time of ascent. Now assume it is taking 2 seconds. It is taking 2 seconds to go maximum height. What is the distance traveled by the body in 1 second? What is the distance traveled by the body in 1 second? In 1 second, the time taken to move from here to here is 2 seconds. But in 1 second, where the body will be? The body won't be at the half. The body won't be at the half. The body will be somewhere here. Because here the velocity is more, therefore the body will rush up very fastly and it will travel more distance. As it is moving up, the velocity decreases. Therefore the velocity decreases. The body in first second, the body will travel this much of distance. And in second, the body will travel this much only. Now they told to find the height achieved by the body in half of the time a by 2 and the velocity of the body at time ta by 2. The height achieved by the body in half of the time and the velocity of the body at time half of the time. Now they told to find the velocity of the body at h max by 2, the velocity, the time taken by the body to achieve h max by 2. These are questions they asked. Now how can I find this? Read the question carefully. Understand the question. See here. Height of the body at time ta by 2. That means at the half of the time of ascent, they told to find where the body position is. The body won't be at half. The body will be somewhere here. They told to find this height. Second point. The velocity of the body at ta by 2. That means at half of the time, the body will be somewhere here. At this point, they told to find the velocity of the body, v. Now, second case, at half of the maximum height, that means half of the maximum height is somewhere here. They told to find the velocity of the body here and they told to find the time taken by the body to move from here to here. See, the time taken by the body to reach half of the maximum height is not Ta by 2. It is not Ta by 2, it will be different value. Because at Ta by 2, the body will be somewhere here. The body won't be here. In a hurry, usually what they told, the time of the flight of the time of ascent of the body is 2 seconds. Now what is at 1 second where the body will be? In a hurry, we will write half of the maximum height. But the body won't be at half of the maximum height. The body will be somewhere here. Now we will find everything. Now observe carefully. Height of the body at Ta by 2. Now what is height of the body? S is equal to ut plus half a t square. S is equal to the height of the body at Ta by 2 seconds, which is nothing but u into Ta by 2 plus half into what is the acceleration, the body is going up, minus g into what is the time? The time is Ta by 2. What is Ta? Time of ascent is nothing but u by g. There is nothing but u into what is Ta? That is nothing but u by 2g plus half into minus g into what is Ta by 2? That is u by 2g whole square. There is nothing but u square by 2g. If you calculate u square by 4g, therefore g cancel. What is remaining? U square by 8g. There is nothing but 3 by 8 u square by g. There is nothing but 3 by 4. I can write as u square by 2g. What is u square by 2g? U square by 2g is nothing but maximum height. Therefore 3 by 4 h max. That means the time taken, assume the time taken for the body to go maximum height is 2 seconds, and in 1 second, that means half of the height, half of the time where the body will be. The body won't be at half of the height. The body will be at 3 by 4th of the height, that means somewhere here. Observe carefully. The time taken by the body to go maximum height is 2 seconds. In 1 second, the body won't be at half of the height. The body will be somewhere at 3 by 4th of the maximum height. That means somewhere here. Please be careful. Okay, next one. Velocity of the body at time A by 2. Ta by 2. Now what is the velocity? V is equal to u plus at. Now what is the velocity? I don't know. What is initial velocity? The initial velocity is u plus what is the acceleration? Acceleration, when the body is moving up, the acceleration is minus g into what is the time? Time is nothing but Ta by 2. That means time of ascent by 2. Therefore how much? u by 2g. G cancel. What is the answer? V is equal to u minus u by 2. That is nothing but u by 2. That is the velocity. That means at time t is equal to half of the time of ascent. That means if the total time of ascent is 2 seconds, at 1 second the body will be somewhere here. That is at 3 by 4th height. And at this point the velocity of the body is u by 2. At this point the velocity of the body is u by 2. The velocity of the body is not u by 2 at the half. The velocity of the body is u by 2 at this point. That is at 3 by 4th of the maximum height. Please remember this. Okay, next we will see. Okay, next we will see of the velocity at h max by 2. That means half of the maximum height. What is the velocity? The velocity of the body at h max by 2. That means at this point. What is the velocity here? We will find it. V is s is equal to, okay, v square is equal to u square plus 2as. Final velocity, they are to find what is initial velocity, u square plus 2 into what is the acceleration, the body is moving up, minus g into s. S is how much? They told to find at maximum height, half of the maximum, that is h max by 2. What is h max? H max, we know what is h max? That is u square by 2g. Now keep it here. How much? H max by 2 is nothing but u square minus 2g into h max by 2 is nothing but u square by 4g. There is nothing but u square, g cancelled off, 2 1s are 2 2s are cancelled off, that is minus u square by 2. There is nothing but u square by 2 is the answer. That means, now what is the final velocity? V square is u square by 2, therefore v is equal to u by root 2. That means at half of the maximum height, the velocity is not u by 2. At half of the maximum height, the velocity is not u by 2. Here we will assume like u. Like without knowing we'll assume like u by 2, but it is not u by 2. The velocity is u by root 2. Please remember this. And what is the time taken? What is the time taken to reach max half of that? That means I told to find what is the time taken to reach from here to here, half of the maximum height. Now what I can use? I can use s is equal to ut plus half a t square. I can use that equation, or I can use this equation also. V is equal to U plus A T. At half of the maximum height, that is h max by 2, what is the velocity? The velocity is U by root 2. Therefore, U by root 2 is equal to U plus, what is the acceleration? It is moving up, minus G into time. What is the time? Time is nothing but U by root 2 minus U by G. There is nothing but, if I take U common, U by G common, how much will get? 1 by root 2 minus 1. The time taken by the body to reach maximum height by 2, that means half of the maximum height is not half of the time of ascent. If the time of ascent is 2 seconds, it won't take 1 second to reach half of the height. It will take this much of time. Please understand. In a hurry, we will do mistakes. Please understand. At half time, the body will be here. At half time, the body will be here. The body won't be at half. And at this point, the velocity is not U by 2. The velocity here it will be this much, U by root 2. Is it clear? And half of the time, at half time, the velocity of the body is U by 2. And the position of the body previously we got. That much. Please understand this. Okay, now I will give a simple numerical problem, then you will understand clearly. Now see here. Okay, now see here. Observe carefully. The body is projected with a velocity 10 meters per second. The body is projected with a velocity 10 meters per second. And now they are to find h max. They are to find time of ascent. Now they are to find time of descent. They are to find time of flight. Total time of flight. Now they are to find at half of the maximum height. At half of the maximum height, what is the velocity of the body? At 6 point. At half of the maximum height, what is the time taken? What is the time taken to reach the maximum, half of the maximum height? Now next one. At time is equal to Ta by 2. That means half of the time of ascent. The velocity of the body and a time half of the second. They told to find height reached by the body. Height reached by the body. Now this is a question. Read the question carefully. Read the question carefully. What is the formula for H max? The formula for H max is how much? U square by 2G. What is U? 100. The 10 square is 100 by 2 into G is how much? 10. I should assume G value as 10 unless if they mention. Therefore 10 by 2, that is nothing but 5 meters. That means the maximum height achieved by the body is 5 meters. That means H max is how much? 5 meters. Okay, now what is the time of ascent? What is the time taken by the body to reach this much height? That is Ta is equal to how much? U by G. What is U? 10. What is G? 10. Therefore 1 second. That means within 1 second the body will reach the maximum height. Therefore time of ascent is 1 second. Always time of ascent is equal to time of descent. That means it is also 1 second. Now time of flight is time of ascent plus time of descent. That means Ta plus Td. There is nothing but 1 plus 1 is nothing but 2 seconds. Okay, now you got these values. Well done, good. Now these are important. Fifth one, see here. At half of the maximum height, that means half of the maximum height I got as 5 meters. They wrote at half of the maximum, that means at 2.5 meters. At 2.5 meters, what is the velocity of the body? What is the velocity of a body? That means at this point, 2.5 meters, they wrote to find the velocity. Now see what I am doing. S is equal to, okay, I can use this formula. V square is equal to U square plus 2AS. Final velocity of the body at this point is V. I assume V. What is the initial velocity? 10 square plus 2 into what is the acceleration? Minus 10 into what is the height? They told to find the velocity at this height. That means 2.5. Therefore 5 by 2. Therefore how much? V square is equal to 100 minus 2 ones to cancel off. 10 into 5 is minus 50. Therefore it is 50. There is nothing but V is equal to root of 50. Root of 50 meters per second. There is nothing but, I can take it as 50 into 10. There is nothing but 25 into 2. 25 into 2 is nothing but 50. Therefore 25 will come out under root. Therefore it will become 5 root 2 meters per second. the velocity of the body at half of the height, that means 2.5 meters, is not 5 meters per second, it is 5 root 2 meters per second. One. At half of the maximum height, that means at height is equal to, and that means at displacement is equal to 2.5 meters. What is the time taken to reach 2.5 meters? Therefore, I can use S is equal to ut plus half a t square, or I can use v is equal to u plus at also. I can use this equation easily. I can solve by using this equation easily. Now, what is the velocity of the body at half of the maximum height? The velocity at this point is how much? We got as 5 root 2. The final velocity of the body at this point is how much? 5 root 2. What is initial velocity? That is 10 plus acceleration is minus 10 into time is t. Therefore, what is the time? Send this one. How much you will get? 5 root 2 by, okay, you can take common here. 5 root 2 is equal to, if I take common, how much? 1 minus t. Now 1 minus t is equal to how much? 5 root 2 by 10. That is nothing but 5 ones, 5 twos. That means 1 by root 2. Therefore t is equal to how much? T is equal to 1 minus 1 by root 2. That is the answer. The time taken by the body to reach half of the maximum height is not the time. What is the time taken? Total 1 second. That means to reach half of the maximum height, the time is not 1 second, half second, not 0.5 seconds. The time to reach the half of the height is this much of time. This is this much of time. This is t is equal to 1 minus 1 by root 2 seconds. This is the time taken by the body to reach half of the maximum height. Usually what we will assume? The time taken to maximum height is 1 second. Therefore to half of the height we will take it as 0.5 seconds. But it is not right. It is 1 minus 1 by root 2 seconds. Please be careful. Okay. Now we got these to understand. Okay, now we will see the 7th point. Now see a 7th one. What is 7th one? Yet time Ta by 2. That is nothing but Ta is how much? 1 second. 1 by 2 is nothing but 0.5 seconds. What usually we will assume? The time taken to move from here to here is 1 second. Therefore in half second the body will be here at half. That is not right. At the half second the body won't be here. The body will be somewhere here, near here. Therefore what is that height we will see. Now they told to find at half of the time, they told to find the velocity. V is equal to u plus at. Now what is the velocity? U is how much? 10 meters per second plus what is the g? G is something about minus 10. Acceleration is minus 10. What is the time? They told to find the velocity at time t is equal to 0.5 seconds. That means 1 by 2. For 10 minus 5. That is nothing but 5 meters per second. That means at time t is equal to half of the total time. That means the body here, the body will be somewhere here. The velocity of the body at this point is u by 2. That is nothing but 5 meters per second. U is 10. Here the velocity of the body at time t equal to Ta by 2 is 5 meters per second. Now second one. At time 0.5 seconds, it is Ta by 2. Ta is 1 by 2 is 0.5 seconds. The height reached by the body. Usually what we will assume, the height reached by the body will be, the total height is 5 meters. Therefore in half second the body will reach this much of height, 2.5 meters. But that is not right. That will happen only if there is no acceleration, but there is some acceleration. Therefore the heights will change. Now what is the height? S is equal to ut plus, I can use this formula. V is equal to, V square is equal to U square plus 2AS. What is the final velocity of half of the time? At 0.5 seconds, the velocity of the body is 5 meters per second. Therefore, 5 whole square is equal to, initial velocity is 10 whole square plus 2 into minus 10 into h. We have to find this h. Now calculate it. 25 is equal to 100 minus 20h. Send this how much? Minus 75 is equal to minus 20h. H is equal to 75 by 20. How much? It is nearly 3 point some 8 or 7 or something 6. This much of height. That means we can calculate how much? 5 fours, 5 ones, 15s. Now next one. 4 table. How much it will go? 3 point. If I divide with 15, if I divide with 4, 12. 8. Okay, we'll take 7. 3.7 meters. The body will be at a height 3.7 meters. 5 meters 2.5 meters, but the body won't be at 2.5 meters at half of the time. At half of the time, the body will be here. Because why? Initially, the velocity is more. The body will rush up. It will travel more distance. As the body is moving up, the velocity decreases. Therefore, the distance traveled by the body gradually decreases. Therefore, here the velocity is more. Therefore, the body will rush up. In half time, the body will be here. What is height? 3.7 meters. I think this is clear. Okay. Okay, now see here. There are few important things to remember. Please remember this. If you remember these things, you can solve the problems very easily. Okay, now see here. Okay, the velocity of the body at any reference level is same in magnitude. Now understand this point. What is the meaning of this point? Now see here. I am projecting the body upwards with a velocity u. The body is going up and the velocity is gradually decreasing, and here the velocity of the body is becoming 0. Now as the body is coming down, the velocity gradually increases, and here when the body is hitting the ground, here the body will come with the same velocity, that is u. With what velocity I am projecting the body up? With the same velocity I will catch the body. That means with what velocity I am projecting the body up, the body will come with the same velocity to the same reference line. If I assume this is the reference line, then what is the velocity the body is crossing that reference line? The body will cross the same velocity, the same reference line. That means if this is a reference line, the body is moving, the body is crossing this one with the velocity, and the same when it is coming down, the body has to cross the same line, the same velocity. Magnitude must be same, but directions are this is positive and this is negative. Now if I assume, see here, I projected the body with a velocity 10 meters per second. The body is moving up and the body is coming down. The body will hit the ground with the same 10 meters per second. That means if the velocities of the body at any reference line is same in magnitude, that means if I assume this is a reference line, then the velocity at this reference line, that means here the velocity of the body, here the velocity of the body will be same in magnitude 10 and 10. If I assume this is a reference line, assume the body is 10 meters per second. As the body is moving up, here the velocity of the body is 5 meters per second. Assume there is some reference line such that as the body is moving up, the body crosses this reference line with 5 meters per second. As the body is moving up and when it is coming down, this body has to cross this reference line with the same 5 meters per second. If there is a reference line, the body is crossing this reference line with 7 meters per second. The same when the body is coming down, here the velocity of the body will be 7 meters per second. If the body is here, the body is crossing this reference line with 1 meters per second. When the body is moving up, again it is coming down, the body has to cross that reference line with 1 meters per second. That means in a certain level, the velocities of the body will be same. Please remember this point. But reverse in direction. Here the direction is positive, here the direction is negative. Or if the direction is negative, here the direction will be positive. Both are in opposite direction. Therefore, the overall change in the velocity of the body, in total flight, how much? The body is moving up with the velocity, initial velocity is u plus u, and the body is coming to the same point with the velocity. What is the final velocity? The final velocity is u, but it is in negative direction, downwards, therefore minus u. Therefore, what is total change in the velocity? The total change in the velocity is delta, that is u final minus u initial, that is how much? Minus u is nothing but minus 2u. That is the total change in the velocity. If I assume upward direction is positive and if I assume downward direction is negative, then I will get minus 2u. If I assume upward direction is negative, that is minus u, and the downward direction is positive, then it is plus u. Therefore, the overall change in the velocity is plus 2u. These minus some plates, I can assume there is no rule that always upward is positive and downwards is negative. There is no rule. When I am solving the problem, I can assume my wish. They will mention in the question. So if they mention in the question, you take according to the question what they mentioned. But if they didn't mention in the question, you can assume as your own. There is no rule at all. Please remember that. This is the total change in the velocity. Always remember at a reference line, the velocity of the magnitudes will be same. With what velocity I will project the body, with the same velocity I will catch the body. This is the first point to remember. Okay, now second point. Now see the second point. Always the time of ascent is equal to time of descent. Time of descent to a certain level is same. To a certain level is same. What is the meaning of this? The time of ascent is equal to time of descent to a certain level is same. Level is nothing but reference level. Now see here. This is the reference line. Okay, now see here. This is a reference line. That means this is using this surface. I am projecting the body with a certain velocity u, and it is reaching the height. The time taken is Ta. Time of ascent is Ta. Now when the body reaches the maximum height, it has to come down. Again the body is coming down. The time taken is Td. Time of descent. Always the time of ascent is equal to time of descent. Whatever be the reference line. Now see here. If I assume this is the reference line, the body here it is moving with a certain velocity u dash, and it is moving with a certain velocity, is coming down with a certain velocity u dash. At a certain level, the velocity is always same. Now I will assume numericals for simplicity. See here. The body, I project the body with 10 meters per second, and the body is moving up, it is coming down. Here the velocity of the body is 10 meters per second, but it is negative direction. Magnitude is same of the velocity. Now I am taking reference line. Here the velocity of the body is 5, and it has to travel with the same velocity. It is crossing this reference line. 5 in reverse direction 5. Now the time taken to move from here to here is, assume 2 seconds. The time taken by the body to move from here to here is 2 seconds. That means the time of ascent is always equal to time of descent. Now I am assuming from here. From here, the time taken by the body to move the maximum height is half second. Assume half second. The time taken by the body to move from this height to maximum height is half second. Now the same time will be happening when it is coming down. That means the time taken by the body to move from here to here is half second. That means at every certain level, from that certain level, the height to the time taken to reach the maximum height is t. Again to reach the same height, the time is t. That means the time of ascent, the time of descent to a certain level is always same. That means here, the body travelled in 1 second this much of distance from here to here. In the same time, the body will come down to the same line. That means to a certain height. From here, the time taken is 1 second. From here, the time taken will be 1 second. From here, the time taken to move from here to here is 2 seconds. The time taken to move by the body to move from here to here is 2 seconds. Certain level, reference levels. The time taken by the body to move from here to here is half second. The time taken by the body to move from here to here is half second. The time taken by the body to move from here to here is, assume 2 seconds. The time taken by the body to move from this point to the ground is 2 seconds. Always, I think this is clear. What is the meaning of this? When you are solving the problem, this is very important concept. Okay, please remember this. Time of ascent is equal to time of descent to a certain level. That means, if this is a certain level, this is a reference level. The time of ascent from here to here, the time of descent from here to here, the time is same. Okay, we'll see the next important point. I think this is clear. Time of ascent is equal to time of descent. Please remember this. Okay, now we'll see the next concept. See here. The distance traveled by the body. The distance traveled by the body in first second of ascent is equal to the distance traveled by the body in the last second of descent. Now what is the meaning of this here? Observe carefully. This is very important point to remember when you are solving the problems. Now see here. This is the reference line, and the body is projected with velocity 10 meters per second, and the body is reaching the maximum height, and it is coming down the same velocity. What is that velocity? 10 meters per second. The time of ascent is equal to time of descent. Okay, these 2 points we have seen previously. Now the distance traveled by the body in first second, assume the distance traveled by the body in t seconds is this much of it. Yes, the distance traveled by the body in first t seconds is, yes, this much of it. Yes, now the body will travel the same distance in the last t seconds. That means the body will move the same distance. If I assume the time taken by the body to move from here to here is t seconds, in the same t seconds the body will travel the same distance. That means in the first second, what is the distance traveled? In the last second, the distance will be same. Now see, the same thing when the body is moving up. If I am assuming the body is moving here this with a velocity u is equal to 5 meters per second. Now here the body is moving with a velocity, coming down with a velocity same 5 meters per second. The time taken by the body to move from here to here is same as the time taken by the body to come from here to here. Well and good. In the same time, the distance traveled by the body in the last second of ascent. That means not only last second, it may be t seconds. Not only the first second, it may be t seconds. Okay? From the distance traveled by the body in the first t seconds is exactly equal to the distance traveled by the body in the last t seconds of descent. That means if I assume that this is the reference point, in t seconds the body travels this much of distance. When the body is coming down, the last t seconds the body will travel the same distance. And if this is the reference point, the body is traveling this much of distance in t seconds. When it is coming down in the last t seconds, the body will travel the same distance. Please remember this. That means here, the body is traveling 10 meters in first second. In first second, the body travels this much of distance, that is 10 meters. In the last second, when it is coming down, that means in the last second, the body will travel the same distance, that is 10 meters. Not only first second and last second, but you can take here also. Now see, in the last second of the ascent, the distance traveled by the body in the last t seconds of the ascent is equal to the distance traveled by the body in the first t seconds of descent. That means if I am assuming last t seconds, that means the body is taking from here to move from here to here, that is the last t seconds. That is the from here to here, that means time of when it is moving upwards, the last t seconds is nothing but this much of time. The time taken by the body to move from here to here is t seconds. That means the last seconds of the ascent. In the time of ascent, the body travels distance of s. The distance traveled by the body in the last t seconds of ascent, that means from here to here, is exactly equal to the distance traveled by the body in the first t seconds of descent. That means what is the time taken to move from here to here? That is t seconds. From here to here, the time of ascent is equal to time of descent. In this last seconds of ascent, the distance traveled by the body is this. In the first time of descent, the distance traveled by the body will be same. Yes. Always remember this. The distance traveled by the body in first second is 10 meters. The distance traveled by the body in the last 1 second is 10 meters. Please remember this. And the distance traveled by the body in the last 1 second of the ascent is 10 meters. The distance traveled by the body in the first time of descent is 10 meters. Last of time of ascent, if this time is 1 second, distance travel is 10 meters. In the first 1 second, the distance travel will be 10 meters. In the first second, the distance travel is 10 meters. In the last second, the distance travel will be 10 meters. In the first 2 seconds, now it is not 1 second. Now it is 2 seconds. In the first 2 seconds, the distance traveled by the body is 10 meters. In the last 2 seconds, the distance traveled by the body will be 10 meters. In the last 5 seconds, the distance traveled by the body is s meters. In the first 10 seconds of descent, the distance traveled by the body will be same 10 meters. I think this is clear. Okay, now we'll see the last point of this, last concept, the relation between the maximum height and time of flight. What is the relation between the maximum height and time of flight? Now see, what is the maximum height formula? The maximum height formula is u square by 2g. Now what is the formula for time of flight? The time of flight is nothing but time of ascent plus time of descent, that is nothing but 2u by g. Now what is u? U is nothing but g into time of flight by 2. Now I am keeping this u here. What is your h max? H max is equal to g tf by 2 whole square by 2g. It is nothing but g square tf square by 2 square is 4, 4 into is 8 g. Therefore nothing but g square cancel. What is the answer? 1 by 8 g tf square. That means if they told the time of ascent is 2 seconds, in the question they gave the time of ascent is 2 seconds. What is the time of flight? The time of flight is 4 seconds. Okay. Now they told to find the maximum height. How can I find the maximum height? The maximum height is given by the formula 1 by 8 g tf whole square. It is nothing but 1 by 8. What is g value? 10. What is the time of flight? That is 4. 4 square is 16. 8 ones, 8 twos. That is 20 meters. If the time of ascent is 2 seconds, the time of flight will be 4 seconds. If the time of flight is 4 seconds, then the maximum height traveled by the body is 20 meters. I can use this formula directly. Please remember this formula. This formula we will use mostly in 2 dimension also. All the concepts what you are studying in motion in 1 dimension, free falling body, vertically projected body, every concept will be used in motion in 2 dimension. Without these concepts, you can't understand motion in 2 dimension. We can't understand the projectile motion. So please try to understand them. If anything is not clear, then see the video again. You will get a clarity. And if you find that I'm going very fast, slow down the video. And if you guys are having any doubt, it may be any topic, it may be from 11th class topics, it may be from 12th class topics, please mention in my mail. Within 24 hours, the doubts will be clarified. And in next video, we will see the problems in this vertical projected body and free falling body. And we will see the concept in vertically projected body from a tower. That means I am standing on a tower, I am throwing a body. How the body will move, how the motion of the body will be, how the velocities of the body will change. Everything we will study in the next video. We will see the problems in this concept, as well as we will study the concept, that is projection of a body from a tower of height h. Thank you.